Hey guys, this is Alex Owari from ONG Tax and Accounting Services. So in this video, we're going to continue our series on the checklist that foreign owners of single member LLCs need in terms of being compliant both on the federal and the state level. And in this case, I want to draw your attention to the first video that we did, which covers foreign owners of Delaware single member LLC. In that video, I laid out all the foundation of the three most basic checklists that every owner of a single member LLC needs to be aware of. In that video, I also covered a whole lot of topics. So I talked about the need to file 1120 and 5472 if you have a single member LLC that has a reportable transaction. I also talked about the need to file annual reports, biannual report, or franchise tax depending on the state you're in. And then we also talked about the need to keep your LLC active by paying the registered agent. So all of that information can be found in the first video we did covering Delaware single member LLC. Basically, some of the compliance issues are all the same across states, right? But then there are differences in how you file the annual report and how you pay, certain taxes to the state. And that's why I laid out the foundation for the 1120 and the 1040 NR and the 5472. Now, that first video we did about Delaware also talks about when a foreign person is required to file 1040 NR or 1120F. We also talk about important due dates that relates to the Proforma 1120 and the 5472. We did talk about important due dates that relates to the 1040 NR and 1120F. So if you really want to understand how this series is going to go, I would say that you start with the first video, which is the tax compliance checklist for foreign owners of Delaware single member LLC. But for now, we're going to move on to the tax compliance checklist for Wyoming. Alright, so let's start off looking at what the tax compliance checklist is going to be for foreign-owned single-member LLCs formed in Wyoming. So, as I have already stated in the first video I did for Delaware, I stated that the first compliance checklist that a foreign owner of a single-member LLC needs to be aware of is to file the Proforma 1120 and the 5472 to avoid a $25,000 penalty. In Wyoming specifically, they need to file an annual report, and I will show you how that annual report looks like and where you go to file it. You also need to make sure that you keep your LLC in good shape by paying your registered agent. It's one of those things that foreign owners forget, and even domestic owners of US LLCs basically forget about the fact that they need to pay their registered agent, because if you do not pay them, they can resign. And then they will send a resignation to the Secretary of State, and that may cause your LLC to go inactive, or it could even be administratively dissolved because of the non-payment. So you need to make sure that these three items are being followed to the letter. So you file 1120 with the IRS, 1120 and 5472. You file your annual report with the Secretary of State in Wyoming, and then you also pay your registered agent, because the registered agent is there to receive the most important legal document for your company. So if somebody wants to sue you, somebody wants to serve you legal documents, it goes directly to the registered agent, and that's what they are there for. Alright, so now that you know about the three basic checklist requirements, let's look at Wyoming specifically and look at what the state requires if you have an LLC in that state. The state of Wyoming requires owners of LLCs that is formed within that state or that has a certificate of authority within that state to file annual report each year with the Wyoming Secretary of State. And the Wyoming charges a minimum annual report license tax of $60, or in the cases where you have assets located and employed in the state of Wyoming, they charge 2/10 of 1 million. So basically you take 2/10 of 1 million on the dollar. You basically have to figure out what a company's asset is and then you figure out a 2/10 of $1 million on that asset. And it's not just any asset. That asset has to be located and employed in the state of Wyoming. So if you don't have any asset in that state, that calculation is not required. You just pay the minimum 60 and you move on with your life. And this applies in most cases to foreign owners. Foreign owners, most of them that form LLCs in Wyoming, some of them do not even know where Wyoming falls on the map. Okay, they've probably heard the name Wyoming and they've heard that it's good to form LLCs, then they form it there. So the point I'm trying to make is most people that form these LLCs in Wyoming, especially the foreign persons or the foreign owners that I know, actually do not even know where Wyoming is located, or even if they know, they haven't even set their foot in Wyoming. So there's not going to be any assets located in Wyoming for you to do that calculation on. So most cases, you just pay the $60 and then you move on. Now, Wyoming also requires the LLCs to file the annual report using the Wyoming Secretary of State online portal. So I will show you how the portal looks like and how you go in to file your annual report. Now, annual report for LLCs that are formed in Wyoming are due on the first day of the anniversary month of formation. So one example we can give you is, let's say you registered your LLC on May 15, 2021. Your annual report will be due on May 1. Okay, it's not going to be due on May 15. Okay, it's going to be due on the first day of the anniversary. So in this case, it's going to be May 1, 2022, May 1, 2023, May 1, 2024, and so on and so forth. Let's use an example. If your LLC was formed December 31st, 2021, we use the same logic. The first day of the anniversary month of formation. So in your case, if you have an LLC that formed December 31st, 2021, it means that your annual report is going to be due on December 1, 2022, December 1, 2023, December 1, 2024, and so on and so forth. So you have to basically keep that logic in mind, that it is due on the first day of anniversary, not the actual anniversary date. So just look at the example I've given you and then make your own logic from there. All right, so here's the Wyoming Secretary of State website. This is where you go to file your annual report. When you get here, it gives you all the instructions. Okay, it tells you everything that you need to know. So this is a good place to get to know everything. It tells you who can file. If you don't know when your annual report is due, it gives you more information. And then what you need to create or e-file a report, additional information that you need. So basically, most people will start by clicking here. Okay, so they click here. If you know your filing ID, that means that this filing ID is when your article of organization is approved. Wyoming assigns your company a filing ID. So it's that ID that you type in here. Your company is going to show up, and then you will use that information to complete the annual report. So it's as simple as that. Once you type in your filing ID here in this box, your company is going to open up, and then you follow the steps from there. So this is Wyoming for you. I hope that this video helps you, and I hope that it makes things easy for you figuring out what your compliance checklist is. And at any point in time, I would advise that when you're confused or don't know how the process works, it's always advisable to consult a tax professional. It could be a CPA, or it could be a tax attorney, or it could be an enrolled agent. If they know what they're doing, they will be able to help you out. So I hope this helped you out, and thanks for watching. Click, share, like, subscribe, and we'll talk some other time on the next series. Bye.